Hello children, welcome to your English literature class. I hope all of you are doing well and taking very good care of yourselves. So in your today's session, we shall learn about the different professions around us, and now you also need to gear up as we will have an exercising and a very encouraging lesson on grammar. Now you can get ready with your books and your pencils. As you can see, we are on page 33 of your literature textbook. Here you can see pictures of different kinds of people with different professions. You need to complete the speech bubbles with the names of the different professions given in the box, which is on the right hand side of the page. So I hope all of you are ready. The first one is done for you. You can see the picture of someone sitting on a chair, and I'm sure you can recollect something you must have seen in your TV shows or in some of the movies. No, you can see a person who's sitting there. I correct people who do something wrong. So I am a judge. If you remember your lesson, there was also a judge in the story The Well of Archery, right? Who corrected the soldier when he was doing wrong to his horse. Now below you can see someone having a telescope looking at the moons and the stars far away. Yes, every night I look at the moon, the planets and the stars. I am Anne, so you get the hint. Yes, I am an astronomer. The spelling is given. Please write it down correctly and neatly in your textbook. A-S-T-R-O-N-O-M-E-R. Astronomer. I repeat. A-S-T-R-O-N-O-M-E-R. The next, your right hand side, you can see someone is making a statue, isn't it? Carving, a piece of stone. I make statues. I am a sculptor. So the spelling of sculpture is S-C-U-L-P-T-O-R. I repeat, S-C-U-L-P-T-O-R. Now you can turn on page number 34. On top you can see someone who is very busy mending some pipes, some leakages. In your house also, all these people of different professions, they are also your helpers. He is repairing some leakage. If a pipe or a tap leaks, call me. And he is a plumber. I am a plumber. Write down P-L-U-M-B-E-R. I repeat, P-L-U-M-B-E-R. So all of you must have seen a plumber. I'm very sure about that. Now on your right hand side you can see there are some girls, they are performing. And where do we see these performances? Now we can have a flashback. Your first chapter. Pippi goes to the circus. Yes. So all these people, they are performing in a circus. We perform in a circus. We are acrobats. A-C-R-O-B-A-T-S. Now children, there are some grammatical things which you should take care of. Here you can see 4 of them on a cycle. So there are 4 people and it is written, we perform in a circus. So we don't write acrobat, we write acrobats. S is added to it. Okay. So these are very small things, but you should be very careful when you are reading as well as writing. Now we come down, you can see there is someone you can see at a supermarket. Now you all must be going to malls. I know now you are locked down in your house, no going anywhere. But when you go to a supermarket or you go to a store, there is someone who collects money. You buy all your things and you need to pay money. So that person who helps you at the counter is a cashier. I collect money at a store or supermarket. I am a cashier. Be very careful with this spelling. C-A-S-H-I-E-R. And you tend to make mistakes. It is I-E-R, not E-I. C-A-S-H-I-E-R. Right hand side again we see. Oh God, there are so many musical instruments, no? And I know you must be knowing the names of all of them. Right, you can see a trumpet, a guitar. So we play in a band. We are musicians. Again a tricky spelling. M-U-S-I-C-I-A-N-S. Did you get that? M-U-S-I-C-I-A-N-S. Okay. So now we have learnt about people with different professions, and we know they are all very helpful and very much needed in the society. So as I told you just in the beginning that we are going to have a brainstorming session on grammar. So today we will learn about articles, and I know you must have heard this word article many a times and even in your language classes. Okay. So now in front of you, you will get a new slide. So I'm very sure, my dear children, you must be acquainted with the word articles. When you were small, when you started learning English, coming to school, you first learnt about alphabets, and then you must have learnt from your teachers about vowels. So we all know what are alphabets, what are consonants, what are vowels. Yes, if you don't remember, let me remind you, we have 5 vowels in the English alphabet, and they are A, E, I, O, U. Okay, and you must have learnt, your teachers must have taught you that we use the article A in front of a word with a consonant sound. Here we need to specify sound, and an is used in front of a word which has a vowel sound. An egg, an umbrella, right? An apple. So all this you have learned in your junior classes itself. But now, as you can see on the screen, I have classified articles into 2 kinds: indefinite and definite. A and an are indefinite articles, while the is a definite article. Now, what is the difference between definite and indefinite? You must be wondering, what is this? So we use the when we are talking about a particular person or a particular thing. You see, I saw a mango lying on the floor. A mango, it can be any mango, right? But if you have seen egg, you say, I saw an egg in a plate, an egg. But if I say, I saw an egg in a plate, and I want to say that the egg was broken, I say, the egg was broken. Why not an? Because now I am talking about that particular egg. Which particular egg? Which is in the plate. I hope you are getting my point. I saw an egg in a plate. The egg was broken because I am talking about the particular egg which is in the plate. Right? You got me? Very good. So now you can see on your screen it's written, I can see a cat sitting under my table. It is black in color. Suddenly, a dog came and chased the cat. The cat ran as fast as it could. Now, if you look at the screen very carefully, you will see that A and the are in different colors. And all of them are used in front of the word cat. So in the beginning, when I was talking about the cat, I was just talking about an ordinary cat. I just told you I can see a cat. It can be any cat, right? I can see a cat sitting under my table. It is black in color. Fine. So suddenly a dog came and chased the cat. Why the cat? Because we are talking about the particular cat which was sitting under the table. So I hope now you have got my point. Where do we use a and where we use the? Now look in front of you, you have the next page. You have to fill in the blanks, and it's a very short story. You get ready with pencils in your hand. We will fill the blanks together. There was once a flock of birds peacefully pecking at seeds under a tree. An old hunter, so old has a vowel sound, it should be an old hunter, came along and threw a heavy net over them. He said, "Aha! Now I have my dinner." All at once, the birds began to flap their wings. So now, why do we write the? Because we are talking about that particular flock of birds. So we will write, all at once the birds began to flap their wings. Up they rose into the air. Children, whenever we have a vowel sound, a word with a vowel sound, and we are using the in front of it, we pronounce the as the. We don't say the, okay? We say it the. The air taking the net with them. They came down on an apple tree nearby, and as the net got caught in the tree's branches, the birds flew out from under it to freedom. So now all are the, because we are talking about that particular bird or tree. The hunter looked on in wonder, scratched his head and muttered, "As long as those birds work together with one another like that, I'll never be able to capture them. Each one of those birds is so weak, yet together they can lift the net." So you all must have heard this story, and this story also teaches us a lesson. United we stand, divided we fall. See, when we are alone, we cannot do anything. But once we are all together, we can do any hefty, any tough job. I hope all of you are very clear with this, and all of you have written whatever has been told. I will just repeat once again very quickly so that you can check your blanks. There was once a flock of birds peacefully pecking at seeds under a tree. An old hunter came along and threw a heavy net over them. He said, "Aha! Now I have my dinner." All at once, the birds began to flap their wings. Up they rose into the air, taking the net with them. They came down on an apple tree nearby, and as the net got caught into the tree's branches, the birds flew out from under it to freedom. The hunter looked on in wonder, scratched his head and muttered, "As long as those birds work together with one another like that, I'll never be able to capture them. Each one of those birds is so weak, yet together they can lift the net." Now we'll just see the geographical uses of the. You can see below, there is some information given to you. We use the before certain geographical features such as the names of rivers and mountain ranges. The table given below is to learn about the geographical uses of the, like with which geographical physical features you are using the. Oceans and seas. So whenever you write the name of an ocean, you write the Indian Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Arabian Sea, Similarly, for rivers and canals, you write the Nile, the Ganges, and the Suez Canal. For groups of lakes, we write the Great Lakes. But for a singular lake, for a single lake, we don't use the. Like you write Lake Superior, Chilka Lake, and so on. Now you can see the deserts, the Sahara, the Gobi Desert. For mountain ranges, we write the Alps, the Urals, but not before names of mountains. Now, of a range of mountains, you use the. But for a particular peak, suppose you write Mount Everest or Mount Kilimanjaro or Mount Kanchenjunga, you don't write the. You just write Mount Everest. Similarly, for groups of islands, you write the Andaman Islands, the West Indies. But again, before the name of a single island, you don't use the. You just write Greenland. The points on the globe are the equator, the North Pole. But names of continents, names of countries, we don't have. Asia, Africa, Australia, Europe, India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, we don't use the. But there are some particular countries where we use the. Suppose the Netherlands, the USA, the UK, the Philippines, and the West Indies. Now see, the same information is given to you on the box, in the box on the right hand side. We usually pronounce the with a short sound, the. But when it comes before a vowel sound, we pronounce it as a long the. So how do you say? The antelope, the earth, the umbrella, the onion, the ink pad. So how would you say the unicorn? We say the unicorn, because here we don't have the sound of U with unicorn. It's the sound of Y. Very good. Now here you can also see the names of cities, towns which do not take the. Similarly, names of streets also don't use the article the with them. Below you can see there are some sentences given, and you have to put a tick against the sentence in which the use of articles is correct. And wherever there is a mistake, we will find out that mistake. Hilary and Tenzing climbed the Mount Everest. So it is wrong, isn't it? We don't write the Mount Everest. So you put a cross in front of the sentence and circle the, because the is the mistake over there. Next is Kanchenjunga is a mountain in the Himalayas. So this is correct. Third one, the Asia is the largest continent. So this is wrong, because we don't use the in front of the names of continents. Number D, there are very few trees in the Sahara Desert. So it's correct. And the last one, the Nile is the longest river in the world. So you can see three of them are correct. B, D and E. A and C are incorrect. Now below you have a column called punctuation. You know, we put a full stop at the end of a sentence, but a comma is used when we are separating words or word groups in a series. Look at the sentence below. The farmer, grandmother, a child, and the horse rang the bell. There are a lot of names mentioned, no? Farmer, grandmother, child. So you put a comma to separate them from each other. This avoids confusion when we are reading, and then you can read correctly and you know where to stop. You, King John, are a wise and kind ruler. Grandmother, will you bake us a pie? Look after your horse, soldier. So you see how we are reading it correctly when the comma is inserted. Now here they have given you some sentences where you have to put commas with and correct the sentences. You have to punctuate the sentences with commas. The first one, I'm going to read and you need to guess where to put the comma. Citizens of Artray, I realize how wrong I was not to look after my horse. So where do we put the comma? The comma is after Artray. Dear horse, forgive me. I will never ill-treat you any longer. I will give you plenty of fresh grass, hay, oats and corn. So, we will put a comma after horse and after me. Dear horse, comma, forgive me, comma, I will never ill-treat you any longer. There's a full stop over there. I will give you plenty of fresh grass. You put a comma after grass, then after hay, and that's all. We move to the third statement, the third sentence. Thank you for the bell, King John. It will always remind us to be kind, generous, helpful and fair with one another. So we have a comma after the bell. Thank you for the bell, King John. Full stop. It will always remind us to be kind. You have a comma after kind and after generous. So I hope now all of you have got what to do. Below you have some paragraph writing. It's an exercise for you. You can do it as your homework. You can see there are pictures of beautiful children over there written as friends. So you can write a paragraph on friends. How should friends behave with each other? You can use this graphic organizer to give you an idea, and based on these points you can write a paragraph on how friends should behave, and you can also give a nice title also to your paragraph. See, for example, it's written there, are fun. So it's fun to be with friends, no? I hope you all are missing. I'm very sure you are missing all your friends at home. So friends are fun. You share your food with them. You help them. You play together. And your friends make you feel special and happy. So this writing exercise you can all do in your rough copy. And write a small paragraph on friends. Give a lovely title. And the best paragraph I'll be selecting, and we can put it in your school magazine for the upcoming session. Right? Okay. So this is enough for today. See you and meet you very soon in your next video. Take care of yourselves and have a good time, children. Thank you.